This is a 2016 Ferrari F12 Berlinetta, and as you can see, it's beautiful. It also has a 6.3 liter naturally aspirated V12 under the hood, so it sounds pretty good too. I could easily ramble and rave all day about its 211 mile per hour top speed, or the fact that with 730 horsepower, it's one of the most powerful road-going Ferraris ever made. Instead, though, I want to talk about how the F12 and the models related to it are the most true to Ferrari's heritage. What's up, everybody? My name is Braden and I want to thank you so much for tuning into a MotorBiscuit video. Behind me is a Ferrari F12, and the 599 before it and the 812 Superfast after it are the most Ferraris that you can buy in a modern setting. I'll explain that in a second, but first I want to say thank you to Tactcal Fleet out here in Beverly Hills for allowing us to borrow their 2016 Ferrari F12 for a little bit so that we could bring you this video. Tactcal Fleet is one of the largest exotic car dealership networks in the United States, with locations in Beverly Hills, Dallas, and Charlotte, North Carolina. If you want to check out their inventory or get exact addresses so you can stop by, check out the link in the description. Now, let's talk Ferrari heritage. Iconic Ferrari models like the 288 GTO, F40, F50, Enzo, and LaFerrari all paint a very mid-engine history throughout Ferrari's reign. However, we're going further back, all the way back to the beginning, in fact. In 1947, automaker Ferrari of Modena, Italy released the 125S, its very first car. Much like the F12, the 125S featured a V12 engine up front and power to the rear. The legendary Testarossa namesake was born on the 250 TR, a front-engine V12 Ferrari, and, of course, the legendary 250 GTO, which has fetched a tear-jerking $70 million price tag at auction, making it the most expensive and sought-after Ferrari in the world, is a front-engine V12 car. A lot of news related to Ferrari lately hasn't been painting the company in the best light. The consistent stream of cease and desists, and it's really a meme you see in comments on pretty much anything related to a Ferrari. I'm sure we'll see him in the comments below. Jay Leno said that he won't buy a Ferrari because of Ferrari's dominatrix-like control over its customers, and even us here at MotorBiscuit have had some comments on the antics of Ferrari on a corporate level. However, when you're sitting behind the wheel of a front-engine V12 Ferrari, like an F12 or an 812, you start to feel it. You start to feel nostalgic for something you never experienced. You start to feel Enzo Ferrari looking down at Henry Ford and brushing off the deal for him to buy Ferrari. You start to feel all the wins of all the races everywhere around the world just because you're sitting in a front-engine V12 rear-wheel drive Ferrari. It really is the classic Ferrari essence in a modern setting. It's a good thing you don't have to drive a Ferrari like the F12 Fast to feel connected with it, too, because driving it in Los Angeles rarely provides you the opportunity to exceed 30 miles an hour. It's a shame, too, because you can undoubtedly feel how bad that V12 wants to get up and go. When we first started talking about doing a video with Tactcal Fleet and what angle I was going to take here, I really thought about how practical is it actually to own a supercar and drive one in Beverly Hills in the LA area. But I realized very quickly that would be an extremely boring video because it would look a lot just like this the entire time. I do have to say, as a bit of a side note here, I can't think of one thing that makes you feel like a nobody more than driving a supercar in Beverly Hills. It's one thing if you're driving a Ford Focus and nobody looks at you, you expect that. But when you're driving a Ferrari and nobody pays any attention to you, it does feel almost insulting. But it is what it is. This is an old Ferrari. It's 2016. That's almost 10 years old at this point. This is, you know, a nothing burger in the eyes of the Beverly Hills folks. Still, it is a little bit interesting to just be driving a Ferrari around and nobody cares. Eventually, though, I did get a very narrow window of opportunity to open it up. So we're about to get on the highway. Obviously, I'm not a menace and this is not my car, but we do have a chance to get on it just a little bit. I have to get a little bit of a taste of this Ferrari life. Of course, traction control is staying on, but I have to let the V12 speak to me just a hair. Just a little. Oh my God. Oh, the downshift. Oh man. Oh, dual clutch V12. Oh my God. Oh my God, dude. The sound is ridiculous. The downshifts are absolutely relentless. Oh! Without even getting a chance to go full throttle, I suddenly started making some, we'll say, drastic life decisions. I have a kidney for sale and a V12 Ferrari to buy. How could you like a V8 Ferrari more than a V12 Ferrari? It's a V12 Ferrari, that's the point. That's Ferrari, it's a V12. They came with those originally, it's supposed to be a V12 car. The 488 is cool, the 458 is cool. I was born in 1995. Of course, the 360 and the 430 are the staples of my childhood. Those were my Testarossa when it came to Ferrari, much like the Diablo was my Countach, but my God. How could you not want the V12? Sure, we can argue about fuel economy, but are you really gonna argue about fuel economy if you have Ferrari money? It doesn't matter, right? And if you're gonna spend this kind of money, why would you not want to hear the screaming V12 everywhere you go? What I'm trying to get at here is that the front engine, or front mid-engine if you want to get technical, Ferraris like the 575, 599, F12, and 812 are the most true to classic form Ferraris despite living largely in the shadows of their mid-engine brethren. Personally, I think this family of Ferraris is the best of the best. I'd make a case for justifying the thought process, but all I need to do is remind you that it's a Ferrari with a V12. Of course it's good. Alright, fine, I'll dig into it just a bit. It's got a trunk and it's even got a little bit of cargo space on the inside. Above all else though, it has 730 horsepower. This family of Ferraris is perfect when it comes to daily usability. And while you might argue that nobody uses them for daily driver and for the most part be correct on that point, you'd find it refreshing to hear that this particular F12 has over 13,000 miles on it. So clearly the original owner did actually spend some quality time behind the wheel, and that's awesome. To end, the best way I can finalize this point is to turn to my favorite Ferrari related quote of all time. If you have the means, I highly recommend picking one up. I want to say thank you once again to Tactcal Fleet for letting us borrow their Ferrari F12 to bring you this video. If you are in Beverly Hills, Dallas, Texas, or Charlotte, North Carolina, and you're shopping for a supercar or just want to check out their awesome showrooms, please feel free to stop in. They're very awesome people with a very awesome car collection. My name is Braden. Thank you so much for tuning into a MotorBiscuit video. I hope you'll subscribe so you can check out all of our upcoming content. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at MotorBiscuitOfficial. Follow us on Twitter at BiscuitMotor. And for more info on the Ferrari F12 and all sorts of automotive news, insights, and stories, visit us at MotorBiscuit.com. For now, I will see you next time.